and welcome to SKTV News. You're watching Primetime English News with me, Suchitra Rajkumari. First, the headlines. Kuki militants set ablaze homes, attempt killings in Jiribam following announcement for Meiteis to evacuate Mar inhabited areas. Universal Mothers Organization questions potential for 19 MLAs demanding Chief Minister's removal to form government, calls to identify who could replace Nongthombam Biren within 10 days. Joint non-government voluntary organization JNGVO voices strong opposition to any proposals to revoke Kakching district status. An identified contagious infection reportedly spread at Parentong village in the Ramachi subdivision in Tecnopal district. Passenger vehicles plying along Taubal route halt services to protest against monetary demands. And Helping Hands for People Manipur raises voice at BloodCon to provide full benefits to blood donors like in other states. With the rise in digital world, we extend our welcome and gratitude to our viewers for supporting the most trusted and first ever OTT platform SKTV in Manipur that can be watched globally. Now let's take a look at the news in a bit more detail. Kuki militants not only torched farmhouse of Hilghad Gram Panchayat Pradhan L. Sumorendro, another name Puching, and house of Koijam Joni, age 56, son of late K. Babaren at Nungkhal in Jiribam district, but also attempted to kill Joni. However, timely arrival of CRPF team reportedly resulted in his safe rescue. The incident happened last night around 10 p.m. when Mar armed miscreants set ablaze the farmhouse of El Somorendro. The incident came to light by nearby locals around 11:30 p.m. Meanwhile, Koijam Joni's house, located at Nungkhal in Jiribam, was also set ablaze and attempted to kill him. He was later handed over to Jiribam District Police through former Adhyaksha K.H. Janaki following his rescue by 20 Battalion CRPF team. Speaking to SKTV News, Koijam Joni stated that around 10 Kuki militants knocked on his door around 10 p.m. last night. Fearing for his safety, Joni hid while his wife answered the door. The miscreants forcibly entered, threatened his wife, and demanded to know Joni's whereabouts. When she claimed he was not at home, they strangled her and took her gold chain. Later, they poured kerosene around their house, setting it on fire. Joni managed to escape through the jungle and contacted former Adhyaksha K.H. Janaki for help, and later CRPF team arrived for his rescue and handed him over to Jiribam District Police. Universal Mothers Organization has questioned potential for 19 MLAs demanding Chief Minister's removal to form government and called to identify who could replace Nongthombam Biren within 10 days. Speaking to media at UMO office Lamphel today, UMO President Moirangthem Sorojini expressed shock at the efforts of 19 MLAs who traveled to Delhi in pursuit of this goal amid ongoing conflicts in Manipur lasting over 17 months. She called for an immediate halt to these efforts and urged the MLAs to collectively address the challenges posed by the demand from 10 Kuki MLAs for a separate administration. Sorojini questioned the feasibility of forming a government with the 19 MLAs, warning that failure to do so could lead imposition of PR, which will increase sufferings of general public and local volunteers. While acknowledging concerns about the Chief Minister's competency, she emphasized the need for unity among the MLAs in light of the current crisis facing the state.
Hojik Singador Chief Minister Sekanano, Paja Miangi, Mamanga Maduhana Soto View, Ma Pandre, a quel Loki Hina Paja Miam de Wahang, Hangpam to E, Hypam to E. I do so hide of the dilly, the Chalaga one on Town Tauruba. Aduna Tai, Hojik, Makoi, Taraga Mapanduna, Karigumba, Sarkar, she, engine look to it, to a Hypamatam, the Makoina, Taugadoshi Carino, Governor the Chinerakadorivani, Governor the Chinerpamatam, the Moina Sarkashi, Chembangam, the Batara Gadi, Pia La Kadorivani, Pia La Pomatam, the Shokadoshe, my Taimata, a koi Kunapa, Chamtam Lajaba, Mayam Ama, Ek Mayama Pa, Lagatamiba, Ima Ibn Mayam, say, Chiro, you Madam like this, so Madam like this. Aduna Tai, Emere, Taraga Mapanche, Tachena Hana, Digi Hona, Lan Changchilak Pada, Makoina Katuka Karangang, then a Sakana Torok, Chankang Torok, Chinadi, Kokiga, Makoiga, Loktuna Raga, Manipur, Tugaina, Vaidam, the Chinbani High, the Bangamor, Aduna Madam Wakana Hogi, Nintopam, Nabimatam Nate.
Joint non-government voluntary organization JNGVO has voiced strong opposition to any proposals to revoke Kaching district status, emphasizing its significance and ongoing development since its establishment on December 8 of 2016. Advisor P. Somorendra highlighted that Kaching was long overdue for district status and has begun to demonstrate its benefit to the local population. Speaking to media at Library and Information Center in Kaching, Somorendra noted that construction of post office building with staff quarters approved by Ministry of Communication on July 21 of 2017 has been completed and is now operational. He stressed that infrastructure development is progressing with various initiatives underway to address departmental shortages. JNGVO has officially communicated its stance against rolling back the district status through a letter sent on October 4 to the Union Home Minister, Manipur's Chief Minister, and Chief Secretary. The organization urged that Kaching should not be included in the upcoming tripartite talks scheduled for November 15. Somorendra warned that if there is any attempt to revoke the district status, the residents would be compelled to launch intense agitations to protect their interests.
Kangum Kuding Nungsing Minaduna, Nuksana, Laminariba, Kaching district, say, Hana Kaching subdivision, Lajaramadi, Kaching district or Kebani, Akogi revenue area, the jurisdiction, the Sayanaba, Amata Latabani, Apple Taujaribidi, Kanaguma, Kangamatana, Akoi him in Bayai, multi ethnic Labayaba, Puna Laminabayaba, Kaching district, ni, Adabu, Kaching district, Asigi revenue area, Manunda, Atopa district is signboard, Tisenba, Masimatang de Ganta Mineraga Lepiu, Barat Sarkargi, census operations, the Kaching district. Revenue area manungda lerba village kunimak mafam kudimak Kaching district na pangthong nabagi sab saba cs ang lerebani phibam amatada Kaching district roll back to bayaroi masigi onatani bada aikona tanjari ba aikona thamjari ba hamsigi onatani bada tawrak labadi akoi mafam matam yengani district asigi miyam punamak tanaraga kariguma khongjang akan makhara sanglak pa yabagi torok pa yabagi sem saduna laminasi.
At least 30 villagers from Parentong village in Machi subdivision, Tengnopal district have been reported suffering from unidentified highly contagious infection. According to a report received by SKTV News, residents are suffering from symptoms such as viral fever, fatigue, muscle pain and diarrhea. Despite the alarming spread of this illness among villagers of all ages, authorities have yet to implement preventive measures. The villagers said that the efforts to transport the infected individuals to a hospital in Imphal have been thwarted by the deteriorating road conditions. Some villagers are following medical prescriptions from patients who have already sought treatment, while the community anxiously awaits their recovery, while some have been recovered. The villagers appealed to the authorities concerned to take immediate action to safeguard the community from this viral threat.
Howji ama viral infection malebuko yang spread taw yam thu howji yumthong ama mi ahum leida ani gumde na ba mari leida ahum na ba kangusi yawe ba
layong ji kamai toge
layong do saru chip pu yawe dingi gi symptom khra mane adu check taw kan mi khra ama hobsalebko
Mhm.
dingi de yaudi hairaebko
Mhm.
launaganba yam launaganba laina oiba
ꯑꯗꯣ ꯃꯐꯝꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯗꯤꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯍꯦꯜꯊꯀꯤ ꯑꯣꯐꯤꯁꯤꯌꯦꯜꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯣꯊꯣꯔꯤꯇꯤ ꯃꯔꯤ ꯂꯩꯅꯕꯁꯤꯡ ꯂꯥꯛꯑꯒ ꯌꯦꯡꯁꯤꯟ ꯈꯣꯠꯆꯤꯟꯕ ꯇꯧꯕ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯀꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯒꯦ?
ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕꯗꯤ ꯑꯝꯇ ꯇꯧꯗꯦꯗ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯅꯥꯔꯤꯕꯁꯦ ꯃꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯃꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯑꯃ ꯐꯔꯦ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯅꯥꯔꯛꯑꯦ ꯅ ꯐꯥꯈꯤꯕ ꯈꯔꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯤ ꯈꯔ ꯍꯣꯁꯄꯤꯇꯥꯜꯗ ꯄꯨꯔꯒ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯇꯝꯄꯥꯛꯇ ꯂꯩꯈꯤꯕꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯂꯝꯕꯤ ꯊꯣꯡ ꯐꯠꯇꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯀꯅꯥꯁꯨ ꯆꯠꯅꯤꯡꯗꯕ ꯍꯤꯗꯥꯛꯁꯨ ꯑꯃꯅ ꯍꯪꯅꯔꯒ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯂꯩꯔ ꯆꯥꯅꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯁꯨ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯗ꯭ꯔꯤꯞ ꯌꯥꯜꯂꯤꯕꯅꯤ ꯍꯛꯆꯥꯡ ꯇꯥꯏꯐꯣꯏꯗꯀꯨꯝꯕ ꯆꯪꯗꯅꯉꯥꯏ
ꯑꯗꯣ ꯗꯤꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯑꯦꯗꯃꯤꯅꯤꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯁꯟꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯦꯞ ꯑꯝꯇ ꯀꯩꯀꯩ ꯂꯧꯈꯠꯄ ꯎꯒꯦ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯒꯦ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ?
ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯗꯦꯗ ꯂꯝꯕꯤ ꯐꯔꯕꯗꯤ ꯇꯝꯄꯥꯛꯇ ꯐꯠ ꯆꯠꯂꯒ ꯍꯩꯔꯣꯛꯅ ꯈꯔ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯍꯩꯔꯣꯛꯇꯒꯤ ꯑꯌꯥꯝꯕ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯌꯣꯟꯕ ꯈꯣꯠꯄꯁꯨ ꯍꯩꯔꯣꯛꯇ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯆꯠꯂꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯍꯩꯔꯣꯛꯀꯤ ꯂꯝꯕꯤꯗꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯟ ꯐꯥꯎꯅꯕ ꯂꯝꯕꯤꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯐꯤꯕꯝ ꯌꯥꯗ꯭ꯔꯦꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯑꯃꯈꯛꯇꯅ ꯆꯠꯄ ꯉꯝꯗ꯭ꯔꯦꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯑꯅꯤ ꯑꯍꯨꯝ ꯁꯨꯗ꯭ꯔꯗꯤꯀꯣ ꯍꯣꯏ ꯂꯩꯈꯣꯝꯗꯒ ꯒꯥꯔꯤ ꯊꯧꯖꯤꯟꯈ꯭ꯔꯗꯤ ꯌꯣꯄꯥꯛꯀꯨꯝꯕ ꯌꯥꯎꯗ꯭ꯔꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯨꯕ ꯐꯤꯕꯝꯁꯦ
ꯑꯗꯣ ꯆꯥꯎꯔꯥꯛꯅ ꯃꯤ ꯀꯌꯥꯃꯨꯛꯁꯤ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯚꯥꯏꯔꯦꯜ ꯏꯟꯐꯦꯛꯁꯟꯁꯤꯅ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯒ ꯅꯥꯕ ꯈꯣꯠꯄꯁꯤ
ꯃꯤ
ꯀꯌꯥꯃꯨꯛ ꯂꯩꯒꯦ?
ꯃꯤ 30 ꯃꯌꯥ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯌꯨꯝꯅꯥꯛꯁꯦ 50-55ꯃꯨꯛ ꯂꯩꯌꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯐꯥꯈꯤꯕꯒꯁꯨ ꯈꯔ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯦ ꯐꯥꯈꯤꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯑꯦꯟꯇꯤꯕꯥꯏꯌꯣꯇꯤꯛ ꯄꯦꯔꯥꯁꯤꯇꯥꯃꯣꯜ ꯆꯥꯔꯒ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯤꯌꯥꯔꯗꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯑꯁꯤꯗꯗꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯑꯣꯡ ꯀꯥꯟꯗ꯭ꯔꯗꯤ ꯄꯥꯛꯊꯣꯛ ꯁꯥꯟꯅꯗꯕꯗꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯆꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯆꯠꯄ ꯉꯝꯂꯗꯤ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯆꯠꯄ ꯂꯧ ꯄꯨꯡꯆꯠ ꯆꯠꯄ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯇꯧꯋꯦꯕ
ꯑꯣꯀꯦ ꯑꯣꯀꯦ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯑꯉꯥꯡꯁꯤꯡꯗꯁꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯁꯤ ꯇꯧꯕ꯭ꯔꯕ?
ꯑꯉꯥꯡꯁꯤꯡꯁꯨ ꯇꯧꯋꯦ ꯑꯉꯥꯡ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯏꯃꯨꯡ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯃꯥꯏ ꯅꯨꯄꯤꯒ ꯃꯥꯒ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯃꯆꯥꯅꯨꯄꯤ ꯆꯍꯤ 2-3ꯒꯤ ꯑꯉꯥꯡ ꯑꯃꯒ ꯃꯣꯏ 3 ꯂꯣꯏꯅ ꯅꯥꯔꯕ
ꯆꯥꯔꯤꯕ ꯍꯤꯗꯥꯛꯁꯤ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯍꯤꯗꯥꯛꯅꯦꯕ?
ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯄꯦꯔꯥꯁꯇꯥꯃꯣꯜꯒ ꯑꯦꯟꯇꯤꯕꯥꯏꯌꯣꯇꯤꯛ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯈꯔ
ꯀꯅꯥꯅ
ꯑꯗꯨꯝ
ꯔꯤꯀꯃꯦꯟ ꯇꯧꯕꯅꯣ ꯁꯤ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯆꯥꯎ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯅ?
ꯁꯤ ꯈꯔ ꯌꯦꯡꯈꯤꯕ ꯀꯥꯡꯕꯨꯗꯣ
ꯎꯝ
ꯑꯗꯨ ꯃꯣꯏꯗꯒꯤ ꯍꯪꯅꯔꯒ ꯆꯞ ꯃꯥꯟꯅꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯆꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ
ꯂꯥꯏꯌꯦꯡꯕꯁꯤ ꯗꯤꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯍꯦꯜꯊ ꯑꯦꯗꯃꯤꯅꯤꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯇꯤꯞꯀꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯀꯩꯝ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯇꯕ?
ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯇ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯀꯩꯁꯨ ꯑꯗꯨ
ꯁꯔꯚꯦ ꯅꯨꯡꯚꯦ ꯑꯝꯇ ꯂꯥꯛꯇꯦ?
ꯂꯥꯛꯇꯦ ꯃꯆꯤꯔꯣꯝꯗꯁꯨ ꯈꯔ ꯅꯥꯕ ꯃꯥꯜꯂꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯃꯆꯤꯔꯣꯝꯗꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯅꯥꯟꯅꯩ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯔꯣꯝ ꯁꯥꯏꯗꯠꯇ ꯈꯔ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯅꯥꯟꯅꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯧꯅꯒꯟꯕ ꯊꯨꯕ ꯂꯥꯏꯅꯥ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ
ꯃꯁꯤ ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤꯅꯦ ꯆꯤꯡꯅꯕ ꯂꯩꯕ꯭ꯔꯣ ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤꯅꯦ ꯀꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ?
ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯝꯊꯣꯝꯁꯦ ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤꯒ ꯃꯥꯟꯅꯔꯕꯁꯨ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯀꯃꯨꯅꯤꯀꯦꯕꯜ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯗꯤꯖꯤꯁ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯅꯤꯅꯀꯣ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯜꯂꯛꯇꯕ ꯑꯃꯒ ꯅꯛꯅ ꯂꯩꯅꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯂꯧꯅꯒꯟꯕ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤꯗꯗꯤ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯒꯗꯕ ꯃꯥꯟꯗꯕ ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤꯗꯗꯤ ꯀꯥꯡꯅ ꯆꯤꯛꯇ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯐꯥꯎꯗꯤꯀꯣ ꯐꯝ ꯊꯣꯛꯇꯦꯗꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯑꯃꯨꯛꯀ ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤꯁꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯕ ꯃꯥꯟꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯅꯍꯥꯟ ꯈꯔ 2-3 ꯆꯦꯛ ꯇꯧꯕꯗꯁꯨ ꯗꯦꯡꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯎꯗꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯛꯑꯦꯕ
Drivers in Thoubal district staged a protest today at Hairok, Lamkhai and Wangjing, Kodompokpi, voicing their concerns over exorbitant financial demands placed on public transporters. During the protest organized by the Thoubal District Transporters Union, TDTU, the demonstration highlighted the burdensome fees imposed on drivers affiliated with 12 to 13 transport associations in the context of the ongoing crisis in Manipur. Speaking on the sidelines, a driver noted that these excessive demands are unsustainable and called on relevant authorities to cease viewing drivers as a source of revenue. The protesters displayed various placards demanding an end to these financial pressures, asserting that such burdens are intolerable.
Iman mayam to select physical by octanasi, a very wanting to the physical for the Nama Ponjavani, Ramaduna Kogi, Levaki, the very vision of Sina Kogi, Music Sija, a very transporter, Hanguna Mojo, Dimalashi, Vigano.
The 3-day National Conference and Workshop BloodCon 2024, co-hosted by the Federation of Indian Blood Donors Organization (FIBDO) and the National Institute of Biologicals, concluded yesterday in Noida, Uttar Pradesh. President of Helping Hands for People Moirangthim Premjit, representing Manipur, presented a 5-point demand addressing the challenges of blood donation in the state, which received approval from FIBDO. Krishna Kumar, Director of National Blood Transmission, assured that these demands would be acted upon. Representatives from various states with Premjit, Executive Member Takhelambam Khamba, and Sarangthem Kumarjit, Secretary of Association of Voluntary Blood Donors, attended the workshop. The demands highlighted issues such as the limited availability of donated blood in Manipur, where only 30% is sourced from donations and 70% from the patient party, compared to 100% in other states. They also called for appointing a director for the State Blood Transmission Council and noted the geographical disparities affecting blood donation rates, with the valley contributing more than the hilly regions.
एक और चीज है जो 30% में ही रह गया. As you can see here, Manipur can be divided into two parts, geographical areas. The center point is valley area, in which be the Meiteis. The rest of the green areas, actually it belongs to hilly people, hilly areas. And you might surprised to know that people who are inhabiting in valley area, which is only 10% of the total geographical area, are donating blood. Rest of the people who are inhabiting in 90% of the geographical area are not donating any blood. This is the main reason why we are stuck in 30%. And I don't want to blame them for that. There are many reasons for that also.
Federation of Haumi has raised concerns over the potential for public agitation more volatile than previously observed if Union Territory status is granted to Kuki community. In a press release, Secretary of Information and Public Relations Nerish Mangang has criticized the central government for allegedly using Kuki community to suppress Meitei revolutionary groups and NSCN-IM. He pointed out that the government's silence regarding the violence and killings perpetrated by Kukis against Meitei raises questions about a hidden agenda. He also emphasized that despite ongoing discussions in Delhi among legislators from Meitei, Naga and Kuki communities to bring peace, the central government has not adequately addressed the attacks by Kukis in areas like Jiribam and the valley. He urged the state government to take proactive measures, highlighting the need for a swift and decisive response to the ongoing tensions. Manufacturing of wood pellets from leaves and grasses, which are often considered as waste materials, is gaining momentum as a sustainable alternative to liquefied petroleum gas (LPG), which is also known as cooking gas. The wood pellet and its burner can reduce cooking costs by nearly half compared to LPG prices. However, due to lack of funding, the ability to scale up production has been limited. We have an exclusive report from SKTV News Chief Reporter Ketrimayum Premchand and camera person Roshan.
Manipur has seen a rise in youth entrepreneurship with persons like Elangum Chalamba from Patsoi leading the way to create sustainable income and benefit the local community. As the provider of Umang Energy, Chalamba has taken an innovative approach by utilizing abundant leaves that typically fall to the ground. He shared his story with SKTV News, explaining that the idea to manufacture wood pellets came to his mind while observing these useless leaves.
Sumain tawne aina college karing ai matam saida hoina chingdagum bosum chatpasida una wana se adum lemna makhata tar lebi sisinabam khangdan lebi dudagi si kanomadi semaga kanaba puthokpa yagadana sum adudagi inspire oiraga uchan manasidi horaga sigi wood pellets sida hojik sum flow ma laga si semba hojaki bani si se akoina wood pellet haira khangnai ko maruina masi biomass haitare sawdust adigi rice husk haigadi akoi wai gumba adumba jingse loi mix tawraga sembe yai aduga mase renewable energy gi manungda challe haibadi akoi gi u adigi wai na jingba jingse adum halakpanina amu tharaga hogolak pot oibanina renewable energy chinge aduga thariba potse sisu eco friendly haitare fossil fuel burn tawbasidi carbon gumba yam emit tawwa haitare ne ko adu sigi sidi yam mai emission gi chang yam neme aduna eco friendly green energy manung da challe haitar economical yam oiba haitar gas hujiki Manipuri situation sida leiba gas ki phangdabagi or tangkhatpagi problem leise yam economy oina seasonaraga tawbiaran.
Jalamba maintained that following Umang Energy's successful production of wood pellets, the company has progressed to manufacturing burners. Umang Energy partnered with Kesham Seat Metal and Iron Work at Sagolban, Ingudam Leirak to produce a variety of burner sizes. These burners are currently utilized in various industries, including bakeries.
Blower sina nukhit se air supply gi ne blower sin tawdoi sina aduga sigi motor sina pellet ki fit torok na bhai pellet inchilak na bhai adum ungol ge damna te si se mai time interval ama setting the same dine samna ha kan da second tara lai ungak pa second nipan lai ungak pa na sigi akhoi controller box de lo yauri ko akhoi gas cylinder gi regulator lekhat lecha taw du maina sida sudum mai gi speed se sana be hai tar intensity se setting se manung da sema ga hai tar S content se haidi mai chakra matung da lemoba utse yam ne me hatare akoi singumba thaba wai gumba thajan badadi mai lemoriba ut ki chang se yam wange ba sidi 1% muk lem gani ba ti sin dum photo pa yare hatare ut yam thok taban S content se almost simakha da din ta ta gum bani.
Jalamba highlighted the growing trend among large commercial bakeries to adopt wood pellet burners for more sustainable and efficient energy use. However, he is currently facing challenges, particularly shortage of funds, which limits his ability to expand manufacturing. Despite these hurdles, Jalamba remains committed to developing wood pellet burners suitable for household use.
Nongda loiba bakery dum yawe ba cylinder ma se ado sigi akhoi gi si season matam pellet wood pellet ki akhoi si burner season matam dadi my cost saving do around almost 50% magi me the cost save tawrani hojik Manipur da ayam ba season ai se gas ka singa na ma season ai ko akhoi firewood se ado firewood season abagi magi ka drawback hair ga di mai khu ba adigi hori ba mi du da mai sa yamna radiate tawba hai tare haksang da sukni ai oiba masak ma khar yauri hai tare firewood sina matam da ado akhoi gi wood pellet se seasoner ba matam da di mangon da gi maikhu hai pochima adum almost nil lo biare ado ga hit chu akoi ba da yam radiate tawde duna thabak su yam nungai na dum su biare hai tare firewood ki proper replacement hai ga economy da yang ko matam da si sina best star ni.
To achieve development and move towards developed state, we need to focus more on self-sustaining and focus on producing our own goods. Umang Energy is one such example that produce their own goods, so it is essential, whether maybe from financial institutions or relevant government authorities, would extend some financial help to help them grow and succeed in the future. With camera person Roshan, this is Sktv'S Primetime reporting for SKTV News, Imphal.
Peace Committee Wangkai Kendra has urged the public to refrain from celebrating Ningol Chakauba in an extravagant manner, which is to be held on November 3 in light of the ongoing crisis that began on May 3 of last year. Speaking to media persons, convener of the committee, Naurem Mahendra, called for a low-key celebration, emphasizing the importance of acknowledging the pain felt by victims of the crisis. He noted that seeing others celebrate the festival with excessive fanfare could be deeply painful for those affected. This appeal was made during a felicitation program of Chandam Ritika, daughter of C.H. Biren, for the selection in archery of the National Sports University under the Sports Authority of India today. Ritika is a victim of the ongoing crisis and is currently residing at the Government Dance College Relief Camp in Palace Compound. Mahendra further urged the state government to pay special attention to child victims impacted by the ongoing crisis, ensuring their needs are met during these challenging times.
Karam Makanda Tandu Leta Gadava, no Hivesi Kangava Matamni, Koi Matei, Tanava Yadrava, I Koi Kanglay Chanura Singsna, Kari Numita Lakadagi Haidana, Chakumang, the Yek and Lak Numito, Ningon Chakovasi, Matang Tagitang, Humdani, Gilip came the Labiriba, Koi Mio Lissing Humpu Dragi, Yoi Kayamagi May Tagivasi, Marilena, Hadaki Ningon Chakovasi, Antok Tavayargasu, Ketan Yang Karigumba. Today the Soroktan Nin Kongana Sakalak Batargadi, Philip came the lady, Mio sing, Nupi, Mayamama, Angang Mayamama, Mochu Lunchaning Modong Masiki Yangaga, I kogi, Tumba Awana Tarba, isn't in house in Zigi, Damata Yangaga, Handaki Ningon Chako say, Yarimaka Wakal Kandava Matam, why they have say, I koi Peace Committee, Amadi Lilip Committee, my Kadi Hajari, Donana, I koi Kadongai. I Iramdam to Champu the Setkani, More the Setkani, Dolai Tavi the Setkani, Haibu Hang Sigi Pakumse, Honorable Minister Na, Atumatum the Pibiduna, Ningon Chakobugin Din Kongbugi Mahuta, Chuchampu the Tahanbiu, Amadi More the Changan Biduna, Gamen Sinats of Miang Tambiu Haidana, Peace Committee Wangai Kendra, my Kadi, no look not Tamzeri.
MLA RK Imo attended the second Inter-Sagolban Spot Painting and Drawing Competition's prize distribution ceremony celebrating the 14th Foundation Day of Ano Bamayol Kongchet Amakak at Liningtau Amudon Community Hall. The event was also attended by Corporator RK Jiten, former ward member Chongtham Tombi and Amakak President RK Karnajit. In his address, MLA Arkemo emphasized the importance of co-curricular activities for holistic development of students and encouraged active participation from an early age. He also highlighted the need for residents along Numbul River to take responsibility for maintaining cleanliness along the river banks. Addressing infrastructure concerns, MLA RK Imo discussed the drainage issues from Wahingbam Laikai to Tera and Wahingbam Laikai to Kaisampat, assuring construction of a new covered drains to prevent waste disposal into open systems. He assured that commissioning of a water reservoir at Tera and implementation of Amrut 2 would address water-related problems. Furthermore, he announced plans to repair all major roads in Sagolband.
Marang red over the Simon Spike. Now, we are and Lambi that sings in the theater of trains. Trains is here, no matter the number. Aluga, trains who we the Vanilla, Magi functions to Pungalapa. And Shane, ya, I've been a proposal of a time, and the Kisida. Wahamba Mekai in a Terra, one of the Mekai in a Shampasi, no trains is son. Aduga, no, the guy that lives at the Dukan, Tommy Badida. Dukan Pambai say Mapanila Pomino with the Pamangari, a putty with the guy giving us a point of Maya. Aluna, a point the guy with the Vivumia, she walked the Vivumia. That's the Kata.
Manipur People's Democratic Front MPDF has called for the implementation of the Manipur Land Revenue and Land Reforms Act of 1960 throughout the state's 22,327 square kilometers. During a press meet held today at the Kaubru Hall of the Manipur Press Club, MPDF Secretary Sapam Samungo emphasized the urgency of this implementation, criticizing state leaders for their apparent misunderstanding of the Act's significance since its establishment in 1957, which he described as unfortunate. He noted that prior to Manipur's merger with India, the Manipur State Constitution Act of 1947 was enforced, outlining land administration rules in Chapter 2, Article 9K of the Constitution. Samungo urged state leaders to prioritize the welfare of the public, asserting that land administration is fundamental to the community's well-being. He reminded the 60 MLAs and MPs of their responsibility to understand the current state of affairs.
20
Manipur Land Revenue and Rent Reform Act 1960 Manipuri Ain Sabha Laiba Matam to Data Amen Toraga closing state Swa kilometer lising Kunga Nitwiga Sahung Kuntare Labor Sideda Sananava Kaliguma Makalamatang Tautrivasa Masik Kaligino Sini MPDM Payankana Equigi Hangeri Tagamagi administration that Dakar Lane never. Source most income from the land revenue never. Adu itaragadi Manipur Kaidaurava. Manipur
Regional Institute of Medical Sciences RIMS Imphal has successfully organized Swachhta health camps today as part of Swachhta Action Plan SAP for 2024 and 2025. The camps took place at two locations, Janam Sandrok Awang Laikai in Imphal East and Phumlo Kairoi in Imphal West. Approximately 400 patients received essential medical care from doctors across various departments, including obstetrics and gynecology, pediatrics, ENT, medicine, and eye care. Attendees benefited from free medical treatments and were provided with necessary medications. Nodal Officer for SAP Kaya Kalp 2024 and 2025, Professor Y. Govindaraj was actively involved in the camps, offering hands-on treatment and showcasing the Institute's commitment to community health. RIMS doctors, staff, and students participated in the event, highlighting the Institute's dedication to improving health and well-being of the underserved populations.
Mai Harauba and Village Development Authority Amadi Regional Institute of Medical Sciences RIMS Kusam Naduna Pachanam Sandro Tunganga Seda free medical camp Ama Pampokcheri Maseda Chanam Sandro Pulusigi Chapangandava Anjing the meet Napong ENT the medicine gi Fighting Roina Nang Gaini Nang Singi Chatpangandava, we are hunting the Lunana, Pida, Lion, the KMS, Pantopazida, Les, Sigi, Secretary Moina, and my Pongoteri.
Joint Action Committee JAC against the mysterious deaths of a mother and daughter on September 23 has raised several critical questions regarding the cause of death report. In a press release issued by co-convener Moirangthem Moses, the JAC noted that the post-mortem report suggests the pair may have consumed medications for anxiety and insomnia. The statement questioned whether benzodiazepines, the tablets in question, can be obtained from pharmacies without a doctor's prescription. On the other hand, the JAC asked where is the packaging for the tablets if the mother and daughter indeed consumed them. The JAC called on the relevant authorities to thoroughly investigate the true cause of the deaths and the circumstances surrounding the alleged suicide and demand to take legal action against those responsible. The family of Lyshram Johnson, who was killed in a brutal assault on October 14, claimed his body today from the RIMS mortuary. Speaking to media persons, Mongjam Bimol, convener of the Joint Action Committee JAC against Johnson's killing and torture of Elam Roshan and Joint Secretary of the Aurora Club Nauroibam Barun, stated that the body was retrieved following assurances from the state government to meet the JAC's demands. These demands include providing a government position for a family member of the deceased and the covering medical expenses for Elam Roshan and Barun, who were also injured. The JAC expressed gratitude to supporting organizations and Maida Paibis, while Bimol urged authorities to prevent such incidents in the future. Johnson was reportedly lured by unknown assailants for a conversation before being fatally attacked on October 14, while Roshan and Barun are currently receiving treatment.
Yamna laibak thiba thodo amada Lyshram Johnson mihatina halakpa amadi Elam Roshan bu thina soktuna aru phibum na laikhan aduna leiriba amadi Nauribam Barun hairiba Aurora Kalapki Joint Secretary oiriba asibu su koi soktuna leiriba asigi matangda government ga JC ga phamina duna JC na tanba demand thajaba piragani haibegi thajaba pirakpadagi DSC lawduna magi mathau mangam pangthona loksanjaragani aduga JC gi taliba demand da mipung khuding mangna amadi mari lenaba koi mateng pangbirakpabusu JC gi makai de thakachaba phongthokchari.
Bamon Kampu Khuljil Women Welfare Association and Bamon Kampu Chingtam Social Welfare Association staged protest at Bamon Kampu Khunjin Community Hall in Imphal East District, demanding safe release of Akoijam Ango. It may be mentioned that Akoijam Ango went missing since September 30 after he went to pick up his daughter from tuition. Secretary of Bamon Kampu Women Welfare Association, Sagolsem Sundari Leima, has strongly condemned the abduction of a person who has a family and government's silence despite Ango remaining traceless for over 20 days. She demanded safe release of Akoijam Ango soon to ease difficulties of the family members.
September kitang kutsada nudaram mga makahita aduwaida masa tuition tawba logane na chakhiba khawandagi Akoijam Ango hojiyakuna habubar sing thamlekai da leiba haiba myo asi sakhang da khana phakibde ngasi bawa langlalanjin amata khangna lehan basigi matang da khana sikhana ji panjabani kai marangi dawta ma ko phabano magi maran kari leibano haibasi ngasi nimit kuni yor bhawda ngan bekta kai marangino athu matamda tikta kaidna thadok pituna asamasu yoknaba athu matamda thadokpa pamjai haiba wafam diga loinana asi
Various organizations in None district have condemned the inaction of authorities regarding an April 13 incident where armed miscreants intercepted a Toyota Fortuner, seizing 2 mobile phones and cash totaling 13,03,500 rupees at Naurem Tera Bazaar in Imphal West District. In a joint press release from the Village Council Longmai area, Longmai Pie Village Authority Longmai, Longmai Youth League, Longmai Students Union, Longmai Bazaar Board and NWU Longmai expressed frustration over the lack of response despite repeated written appeals to Nungba MLA and relevant SPs. On the other hand, another armed assailant reportedly confiscated money from Kabidon Paumei of None. In light of these troubling incidents, the organizations convened a meeting in None yesterday and resolved to initiate stern agitation if the relevant authority fails to take appropriate action within 10 days. They also urged relevant groups to refrain from imposing unwarranted detentions, conducting annoying investigations, intercepting vehicles and looting, as such actions foster division and hatred within the community. Secretary of all Manipur MBBS abroad students Amas Manipur Safiur Rahman appealed to the state government to establish a center in Manipur for the Foreign Medical Graduate Examination FMGE. In a press release, Rahman highlighted the difficulties faced by medical students studying abroad who are struggling to take the FMGE conducted by the National Board of Examinations due to the absence of testing facilities in the state. Many students encounter financial burdens from travel costs, whether by flight or road, and those with health issues face additional challenges. The statement calls for the state government to provide an examination facility in the state to ease these significant obstacles. A workshop on parenting organized by Integrated Social and Institutional Development for Empowerment Inside Northeast and supported by Zoms was held today at New Hebron Baptist Church in Longjang Tangal Village, None District. Project coordinator of Inside, PD Ellen Chiru, emphasized that the workshop aimed to help parents understand their roles and responsibilities as well as their children's individual needs and development. District Program Officer for the National Leprosy Eradication Program Nonne District, Dr. Azin Maringmay, attended as resource person. Over 50 participants, including pastor of New Hebron Baptist Church, youth facilitators, along with other leaders from civil society organizations, attended the program. Manipur Naga Youth Organization Headquarters MNYOHQ has expressed its grave concern over the recent actions of Hill Area Committee regarding resolution passed on October 14 under the leadership of HAC Chairman Tinganglung Gengmay. The MNYOHQ, in a press statement, has strongly opposed the unconstitutional order and resolution, which is in violation of democratic norms. The release added that MNYO fervently believed that the proposed resolution to create temporary committees for each ADC comprising 20 members invokes Article 371C of the Indian Constitution, emphasizing that to justify such actions is problematic and undermines foundations of democracy. The MNYO asserted that this resolution is a direct affront to grassroots of democracy in Manipur, and if not addressed, it could erode democratic framework of the nation. The MNYO in its release has urged the government to take immediate steps to reverse these unconstitutional measures to prevent further actions that may harm the right of people of Manipur. Esteemed Manipuri film director A.K. Gyaneshwari Devi was honored with the Honorary Doctorate Award 2024 by Euro-Asian University, Estonia. The award was presented during the university's convocation ceremony aboard the classic Imperial cruise in Kochi. Gyaneshwari also received the Bharat Gaurav Samman 2024 in recognition of her achievement in women's leadership. Gyaneshwari, known for directing notable films such as Nungshirure Aina 2003, was acknowledged as the first female director in Manipuri cinema. She began her career as an assistant director on Nongju Ahing 2002. Blood donation program was held as part of the 6th birth anniversary celebration of Baby Lanchenbi Laishram, daughter of L. Bobisana and L. Premita, at Department of Transfusion Medicine, RIMS. The blood donation was jointly organized by Lifesavers Manipur, Savi Manipur, and Indian Red Cross Society, Imphal West, in association with State Blood Cell, State Health Society, National Health Mission Manipur, State Blood Transfusion Cell Manipur, and HDFC Bank. Altogether, 15 persons donated blood during the program. Bobisana stated that in view of the prevailing situation in the state, people should move forward to donate blood in an effort to assist village volunteers instead of merely spending in the name of birthday celebrations. Moving on to national news. A loud explosion near a CRPF school in New Delhi's Rohini area today morning has triggered investigation by multiple security agencies, including NIA, that is the National Investigation Agency, and National Security Guard, NSG. The explosion, which occurred in the Prashant Vihar locality, caused significant damage to nearby shops and structures, but fortunately resulted in no casualties or injuries. Authorities found a white powder-like substance at the site and are examining whether the blast has any terror links. The area has been cordoned off, with forensic teams collecting samples and security forces, including sniffer dogs, deployed to search for evidence. Social media platforms like Telegram are also being monitored for potential clues. While the exact cause of explosion remains unclear, officials suspect it could be a cylinder blast or some structural failure. CCTV footage is being analyzed and an FIR has been filed under the Explosives Act. In sports, we have Tamenglong College Annual Sports Meet 2024 has concluded successfully after 4 days of intense competition from October 16 to October 19. The closing ceremony was attended by Principal Kintui Jinang Marengmay and Vice Principal Dibam Gonmay for the valedictory and prize distribution functions. Varieties of competitions including individual doubles, mixed and group events such as football, volleyball, badminton, table tennis, chess, carom, tug of war, penalty shootout for women, obstacle races and various track and field events were held during the event. In a thrilling finale, the Rockies Blue House triumphed over Himalayas Green House in the football final, winning 3-2. They also clinched women's volleyball trophy against Atlas Red House. The overall champion of the annual Sports Meet 2024 was declared as the Himalayas Green House. The event opened with a ceremony attended by Colonel Aman Aluwalia, Sena Medal, Commandant of 6th Assam Rifles, along with the Principal and Vice Principal. Now we have the weather report. According to ICAR Regional Center Lamphilpat, state's maximum temperature was recorded at 28 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 19.5 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 91% in the morning and 62% in the evening. And now before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Kuki militants set ablaze homes, attempt killings in Jiribam following announcement for Meiteis to evacuate Mar inhabited areas. Universal Mothers Organization questions potential for 19 MLAs demanding Chief Minister's removal to form government, calls to identify who could replace Nongthomo Birin within 10 days. Joint Non-Government Voluntary Organization JNGVO voices strong opposition to any proposals to revoke Kaching district status. Identified contagious infection reportedly spread at Parentong village under Machi subdivision in Tengnopal district. Passenger vehicles plying along Taubal route halt services to protest against monetary demands. Helping Hands for People, Manipur raises voice at BloodCon to provide full benefits to blood donors like in other states. That is all we have for now. Thank you for watching SKTV News, the first ever OTT platform in Manipur. Please visit SKTV website skyIC.in to download SKTV app. You can now access a Google Play Store to download the app. SKTV iOS app is also accessible on Apple App Store. For early access, use the QR code. The download link will also be pinned in all of our comment sections. Join us for real-time news updates, exclusive interviews, and comprehensive analysis of current affairs in Manipur, and have a good night.